Tata, no do that, Tuck. I don't want to see. Damn it! I'm gonna try and take this outside because as soon as I hit start stream, Benny barked at the back door. I was holding off because I was waiting for him and he didn't. Con-frickin-founded. Actually, I'll just be back. Hang out with Tuck and Luna. Actually, hang out with Luna. Tuck's just gonna chew on himself because he just woke up. Benny! You drive me crazy. I love your goofy face, Benny. Big face, Benny. Already talk to the nice people. Talk to the people, Artie Pants. Tell them your story.
Business partners, more like it. I actually know Princess. He's looking for a portrait. You're an expert in modern old school. Are you investigating me? I'm not sure what it is, but I woke up in the middle of the night 2 nights ago, and Jim wasn't there. Who was it? I don't know. Gone. And then I asked him about it the next morning, and he acted like I was crazy. He said I was dreaming, but I wasn't. Since we've been traveling together for a long time, he's been forgetting to buy me a tree. Business partners before. Is that who's in the tree? Oh man. I don't know. Halfway to the absorbus? For all I know? Business partners. Talking 10 different white water rafting companies. Looks like one single person in the earth.
Artie Pants, you tell them your stories, your adventures. Artie Pants, you have them too. Tell them about your uncle who's a dick that you have the same birthday with. Isn't that a funny story? Sorry about that, folks. I have 4 dogs, and they all have different size systems, and Benny likes to go out. Get in here, Benny! He likes to make an announcement. Everybody's all fired up. It's all that Kundalini life force energy. Come on in, big boy. Make your presence known, handsome man. Come on. People can never say I don't love men. Come here, man I love. Good boy. Don't step on your brother. He'll be so pissed. Easy. Just go all the way back. Take it all the way back. Don't get too excited. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Take it over here. Good boy. It's okay. It's okay. They all have entirely different... They're just people. They're spirits. They're just incarnated learning their lessons as a dog. That's all. That's all animals are. Duh. How come people don't know this shit? Duh. Duh. We got a lot of does today. A lot of does. I went out in the world, had to do 3D stuff, got to see my friend at the laundromat. It's like my social hour. I go out once a week now, pretty much. Well, twice, but... I used to be freaking so social. I would just do stuff. My day would start at about 6:30 a.m. and I would just go and be out in the world until 9 o'clock at night. And I'd come in every couple hours and hang out and check in on Mom and the dogs and stuff like that. Because I just always lived life in just a few hours intervals, and I always even try to work in places strategically that were just a drives home for lunch to let the dogs out. So, one day I'll live in a place where I can just have doggy doors, so I can be gone a little bit longer, and they can come and go as their leisure. Hopefully those days will be soon. I'm thinking things are going to be pretty cool soon. Anyway, I got accosted by a doorman at frickin' Wally World today. I even had a dumb mask on. I put it around my, over here, so it's more kind of a vest, but anyway, the guy I'm like, what, are you gonna follow me into produce? I'm like, I can't hear you, and he was like doing this, like, and I'm just like, dude. And so on the way out, because he was about I don't know, good sick for his frame, good 45 pounds. I know a lot about weight and physical fitness, stuff like that. When I was in the Air Force, they held my rank for years. Fat men told me that I had to go work out. And I did. So, and I'm one of those aspy people that once you get started, you know, so once, and the body measurement thing was just such a freaking crock anyway. It's all a crock. Everything's a crock. It's all made to, you know, they keep us grunts in to bully us. You know, these control freaks. And then all these control freaks that were in the military when I was in, they've all gotten out and have gone into the public sector, which is really the private sector because it's all a bros club anyway. You can't get a job unless you know somebody. It's all just more clubs and exclusivity where these people that do very, very little work, and it's evident just the way they hold themselves in life and all of the I'm yay for the people trying right now. The people that are really getting fit. I just danced it out before I talked on this because I was getting a little worked up. I was getting a little charged up, and I needed to get some of my energy out. So I I downloaded a song I used to listen to back in the late 80s on the way to school when I was in high school. Check it out. It's called Soup Dragons, I'm Free. So I danced it out to that. You see, I listened to all this stuff when I was a kid. Have the freedom vibe in me my whole life. You know, and like attracts like. And my circle, my world is very small. And when I was dancing it out, I came to some more knowings. And I've talked about this before because I'm big on electricity, and the Earth has a grid. And there is so much kinetic energy firing up. So if you live on like a main vein on the electric grid, because I'm at the 45th parallel, so shit's just always weird here. Because you're feeling what you're feeling in your house, or you're feeling what you're feeling within the containment of your own spirit, and then that reflects how you respond in your house, and then that reflects how you go out into the world and reflect and respond to what meets you in the world, because your energy, you're going to get what you give. But see, some people, the antagonists, like to pick me out because I'll fucking talk back, dude. Come at me. I'm small and I'm wily, but, you know, and I talk shit, and that's the thing, is people can't contain their shit. So people are going to take a swing. So I got to be ready. So I've been practicing extra. I've been training with monks and stuff, and just all about resilience, because I'll dance around and kick them in the pants, you know, because I'm a piece. I'll toy around with people. I'll make fun of them and stuff like that. They get so mad, you know, they take a swing, they miss and fall on the ground. I've seen that my whole life. I'm like, what's the matter with you? You're so mad. Ooh, you so mad. Which part are you mad at the most? You need pats or circles? Pats or circles because you don't have control in your life, see? Because I know, I'm a fatist. I know from birth that I don't got no control in jack shit in my life. And then you have this dialogue that says, you attract everything, you know, all that. And then it's like, we pick our Akashic lessons in our path, in our life path and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I can buy, but I had some nasty karma that I had to clear up early in my life. And then it's taken me until I'm 46 to really get the whole energy part down. And things are going to spike, see, because everybody's fuming inside, right? So they're taking that energy out. And you're going to see heat waves this weekend, because it's going to be a weekend, so all that potential is going to be trapped. And then when people are trapped, and if you're on a main latitude, longitude, and a main hub, people are just going to be percolating and shorting out all weekend. Because they're going to try all that old shit, the drinking, all that internal stuff to make them feel better. They're going to go big, they're going to overshoot the mark, because shit don't work that way anymore, because people are literally being forced to come in the fact that they have a goddamn spirit. They're supposed to be doing the opposite of going out and reacting. They're supposed to be going within, getting in touch with their heartstrings and their spirit, and then that way they can make connections that the people that they're truly divinely supposed to connect with, instead of all this egocentrical, fucking perverted, nasty, gross shit that's coming out. Thank God I'm a prude. People have called me a fucking prude my whole entire life. Fuck yeah, I don't suck dick. I tried a couple times when I was like figuring out, when I was like in my early 19, 20, earlier, and I'm like, it's fucking too much effort, dude. It's too hard. That's stupid. That's dumb. Girls smell better. They're softer. Fuck hairy asses. God bless you, procreators. And I love mini men, the balanced ones. There's mini men coming into their balance, and I'm glad. And there's gonna be baby booms and stuff like that. But right now, people aren't really into procreating. I can see that. So careful for the energy this weekend, man. And like in Reading, because I know this, because like I grew up in Reading. Reading's 40th parallel, and then I was stationed at Omaha, which is still the 40th parallel. And basically, Omaha is a basic, more exclusive, just has more money. It's just another Reading. It's just bigger, but same mentality and all that stuff, Full spectrum. It's all full spectrum, but there's still the ego imbalance from egocentric living to spiritual centric living. And people that pump as much freaking money into saying that they care about shit that never actually gets to the people is all that stuff. The veil is all being lifted. It's all being lifted. So I don't know. I did get a weather warning for a heat advisory that Omaha is under the next 2 days because their heat index is going to be from 105 to 110. See, that's the thing. If people chill out and go get quiet inside, and that's the thing. That's, it makes me kind of nervous because there's a building that I know about in Omaha, and that is basically the main processing unit from the whole grid to the whole Midwest. So if people don't chill out, I mean, there's kinetic potential shit can blow, People are going to short out. Electronics are going to short out. So people don't keep their shit grounded. So, you build up all that kinetic energy. You remember when you used to scoot your fucking feet on the carpet and then zap your buddy? You alright, girl? It's all that stuff. So people got to stay chill. I ain't going out. I went to I got harassed today for a little. I just danced around. I mean, I am no threat. I'm just talk trash. I was thinking about that too. Oh, so the 40th parallel, and then Reading is on that same parallel, and that their potential for fire is, I don't know if they're at any risk today, but I know that they've had a history of that and that's because there's in Reading and the 40th parallel is where all the Masonic temples are on, too, incidentally. If you look at, like, latitudes and longitudes, they're always, like, plus a couple within 39, 40, 41. So there's a lot to be said about that 40th latitude. That's 94 degrees. That's my birthday backwards! Not here. It's not 94 degrees here. You okay, girl? You got scratches and itchies? I've been, like, putting my hands all over them, trying to get all the excess hair off their undercoat. Because I know if I get hot, they gotta be freaking hot. So yeah, I was thinking today, I was like, I've always been like the freaking grunt in all these job positions. First job I ever had, I worked in the high school that I later went to. I was like 15. I had to pay rent. Mom wanted to get me ready for real life, so I had to pay $125 rent. I'm pretty sure that was half rent. And she had a boyfriend that time. And that was around the time she had a stroke. And I got a job. I went through, like, the local agencies because I never got to buy school clothes. And I was tired of crappy, shitty clothes because we were always poor and stuff. So when I was 15, I asked if I could get a job. So they $4.16 an hour, $3.60, whatever it was back in the frickin' when it was, and saved all my money, and I ended up going down and buying a couple of outfits at frickin' the mall, and the Florin Mall in Sacramento, because my brother moved down there to go to school. Poli-sci major. Worked out a lot better for him in life than it has for me. Anyway, so, and then fast forward, and then I can't get a job at Salem. I mean, I've been working that whole time. Anyway, so I've always just had this integrity drilled into me because my father is an Aries sun. And he wasn't real book smart. I mean, I guess he was in his own capacity in his own areas. He's math-minded. I never was math-minded, but I'm all the other minds instead. I don't have any Earth in my planet Earth stuff, so I have a hard time staying grounded, and there's a lot of air energy right now. And that's the thing, is I pick up on stuff. That's why I try when the energies are like this. I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm not trying to pay attention to the chart because I get so easily distracted. And someone will be in the chart, and maybe they're thinking about something, and I'll just start freaking talking about something that they're thinking about. So I gotta focus. And plus, I had a cup of coffee at the laundromat, and my system is so sensitive that a cup of coffee twice a week just. And of course, I ate a couple can of cookies, because who wouldn't? So, when I was a busser, that was like the first longest job I ever had before I got fired. And it was a personal preference, because it was a controller. See, I know all about control paradigms because I've had to deal with them my whole entire life, the control freak. In every situation. You know how, like, when you're in high school, there's always the class clown, there's like the alternative, the stoner, there's these people that all these people can identify because they grew up in these like situations in life, same middle child, all this stuff. It puts people in similar, same frequency mindsets. And so, and you throw a couple of instances of trauma in there, then it makes you a little bit heightened, where hypersensitive to things that aren't necessarily on this dimensional plane, which actually adds to the spice of life. Then you have psychic abilities and stuff like that, and nobody wants to hang out with those kind of folks. They don't. I have no friends. No, I got a couple. That's not fair to say. That's being melodramatic. Just being dramatic, Margie. So, and when I worked, and I freaking busted my ass. People who used to stop me busting tables and be like, man, you're a really hard worker. And that was the dude that used to travel around Bond something. He used to go to high schools and bend railroad rods. He was like an arm wrestling champion. Wonder what he really did. Anyway. But he stopped me, and he's like, stops me, I'm racing, and he's clears his mouth. You are a very hard worker. Thank you. Anyway, but when I was always the bitch, it was the customer's always right. And people, man, that's how I know. That's how I know these control freaks, because they will have you running. They'll be the only motherfucker sitting at the table in the restaurant and is like, can I get another cup of rice? Can I get some more tortillas? How about some more of those chips? It's always the free shit. They just run your ass, and then they leave, $1 on the table for the waitress, which trickles down to nothing for me. And then now all these people, fast forward, have all got themselves in the position of authority. Because, see, I don't like bossing people around. I believe in free will. I think people should be able to govern themselves and just not be a dick and put their hands on them, like other people. Like, it ain't cool to do kids or animals, and you don't touch people in a sexual way, or you don't touch people at all unless you're like, hey, can I touch you? I'm a huggy person. Can I give you a hug? Can I high five you? I don't fucking care if people think I'm a weirdo. I ask permission. That is an energetic exchange. When people put their hand on you, they're trying to put their that's like, I'm trying to control you. That's a control freak thing. That's somebody not respecting your boundaries. See, and I have a hard time with boundaries because, I just want to be everybody's friend. I'm one of those kids, raped as a baby, just don't know what the true vibration of love actually really feels like until I had dogs, because everybody just looked at me as the kid that got raped. And the only reason I bring it up now, I don't relate to that. I don't connect vibrationally to that trauma at all, those occurrences, or any of the other shit that happened to me in the freaking history of my life, because that isn't who I am. It's just giving me experience to practice how I can show up in life, even under threat and attack. And I just talk shit. I just talk shit to people. I just talk shit. I just ask basic, vague questions that I know are gonna fucking piss them off. Because I know what the antagonist is. They're the ones that do this to me. I mean, really? You want to sit down and have a conversation with Heyoka? Yay for the people trying, that are getting fit, that are trying, that are getting out, getting your heart rate up, growing food. Thank you. I'm gonna be coming and I'm gonna, you know, and when I move, I'm gonna grow gardens. I'm gonna have gardens. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna contribute, because cooperation is nature's way. Because freaking shit is only gonna get harder, man. It ain't gonna get, dude. And like all the days, you know what I kind of mourn for today? I kind of mourn for, because I put a T-shirt on earlier of it's all right, easy. Easy. Come here, Artie. Van Morrison. Come on. Good boy. Cat, not now. Now's not a good time, Cat. I love you so much. It's just not. Too much. Too many things happening. In a minute. I'll wrap it up, Stanley. See, everybody's fired up. Animals. Everybody's just... And that's going to come out in the temperature. Oh my God, it's going to be an insane weekend. Because people don't know how to keep their asses in check. And these guys are, it's because of trauma. Like, they'll wake up and direct. Yeah. Seeing trauma post-stress, man, ain't a fucking joke. And the people that are just all ego and have totally, completely lost their spirit. Lost, like, completely, like, fuck it. Like, they literally straight up sold their soul to the devils. Is what we're seeing a climate of. We're seeing a division of the people that really want to raise the vibration of the frequency of the planet and live in a higher consciousness, a collective consciousness, and then you have this satanic, dark, low vibe, no vibe shit that is like, we must control, but we're dying, and all their tentacles are like all withering and you know, and we're all la la la. You don't, love light. You don't get to fuck kids. All that shit. We're all full spectrum here. Well, I encourage full spectrum here. It's always about the kids. It's always been about the kids. So I'm glad that more and more people, thank you for coming on board and seeing the realization of these things. I'm welcome. Welcome to my heart space. And these days, I do these talks about these heart, I put my heartstrings out, my vibes. I put out my intentions of making connections with other like-minded, because we ain't going to get to freaking meet no more in real life as much. And that's cool, because I always prefer the smaller gatherings anyway. Too much, it gets just too noisy. So, yeah, I put on a Van Morrison t-shirt, and that's the only t-shirt I own that I haven't gone to the concert. I got it at a thrift store, and it was a nice blue, and I like a couple of those songs. And I'm like, yeah, the days of concerts and all that. I'm glad I've been to all the concerts that I've been to, and I'll forever hold those experiences of my heart, And I'll just mourn the ones that I never got to see. Because those days are over. That earth is gone. That earth is over. That earth is dead. That's all the 3D earth. But it's all egocentric. It's all the sports shit. It's all egocentric. So guess what? Maybe all that money that they're not going to use on these made-up reindeers, give it to me, universe. Let me have it. And I will teach people that how little means you need to live a happy, joyful life. I mean, these bureaucrats pay themselves 6 figures, and I'm like, dude, I could live pretty happy on like $36,000 a year. Because, other people had to pay for my ego with my behavior and my bad, negative behavior for the first 40 years of my life, until I sorted out my energy and figured it out that we're all energetically androgynous, and it's where your heart space beats from. And anything outside that, it's all propaganda. I like using different words that sound like words that algorithms are picking up on. So I'll say gadagoodle, gadgoodle, gadgoodle, go gadgoodle lad. But some words I'll just say it, just because I want people to understand what I'm saying. So, all in all,
You know, I haven't meditated yet either today. I don't know if I should. Now I got to think about that. I was listening to Sam Geppy before I started this talk. I appreciate his point of view. I believe he's a Gemini. I'm Gemini rising in Vedic. And he reminded me of a character on SNL. I haven't watched SNL since like the early 90s. So like back when Conan O'Brien first started. And see, I remember where they were then when they first started in their heart these egomaniacals where they've just they've just I think about how the world could have been if all these people just would have grown their spirit, you know, but they didn't. They all grew in their ego. Now, so, I mean, they're not aging well. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Phil Hartman, rest in source. He did a character of the modern Neanderthal. Thank you, Sam Geppy. I attribute this little part to him. And go watch that stuff. Go back and watch, and for all things, you know, go back and see where things were then and see how we're just in the same place in a higher perpetuated vibrational state. And the same shit is still prevalent then because it's always prevalent. You know, there's always been human trafficking. There's always been bloodletting. It's just they're the people that put themselves in powers that said, no, this shit ain't true. Be on your way, nothing to see here. You know, that's why the foster systems exist and kids slip through the cracks. That's why all this stuff, that's why there's cages under state capitals. And it's not, I mean, and people are like, oh, really? Hopefully some people during this time within are doing some research. Well, they have to. That's the thing, is they have to. Either that or they use their energy to think of more twisted, weird shit. But they're going to go out and try that, and people are going to be like, not today. No Viber. Not on my watch. Get out of here with that no vibrational control freak bullshit. There's enough for everyone, motherfuckers. Stop being so goddamn stingy. It's a beautiful world. So yeah, the old Earth is dead. The control freaks are really running scared, man. Because I could just feel the pulse of fear. It ain't mine. I got nothing to be afraid of, man. Not today. Not today, thankfully. I should probably... I would have done this outside. It's actually weather-wise where I'm at. Weather-wise is quite comfortable, content, windows open, fans on kind of stuff on the 45th parallel. But just, it's going to be a fiery weekend. Yep. I think I said, oh no, I didn't even finish about the Phil Hartman, about his character of the freaking modern day Neanderthal. Your modern ways frighten and confuses me. And that's how I feel like. I feel like a freaking monkey. I feel like a freaking monkey. Every time I go out, I'm just like, my face is like, I just don't understand. Because the math and the data, but the rule, it's like the more it's disproven, the more they rent shit down. And I'm like, welcome back to kangaroo upside down world, you know. And I know the governor in the state which I live is just a dumb bitch who just didn't have the freaking balls to be a mean girl. And so this is how I guess she's handling her daddy issues. You need pats or circles, Katie. But see, that's the thing is she's like, okay, if you guys vote for me, I'll buy you all the freaking shit that you need, all the military style stuff, because the cops, all these cops are Operation Iraqi bullshit generation, and freaking to get into the Air Force as a cop, all you have to do is score a 37, and the lowest test score that you have to get in is a 36. And then when they get out, after they go out and they decide, oh man, I really like freaking killing people, it's just as fun in real life as it is on the video games, because they're void of spirit, because they always been told mama's daddy boy can do no wrong, so you go over there and you do that, you get them, son, you're just doing your job. And then later they figure out, oh my god, these are people just like me. And then they put them in the police department, because go look at every local, all you need is a high school diploma, and they set it up that way. But not just any kid with a high school diploma can go in there. No, you have to know somebody. It's all a club. And then there's all these accounts, like in Portland, is under siege and all this shit. I messaged a girl that I know that lives not too far, like maybe 5 miles from all of this reported carnage. And I'm like, have you seen any evidence of this? No. Thank you. Enough said. I mean, they use old pictures, from back like when it's just all shit. It's all, they're trying to, and people just are like out trying to live their lives and get by, and they're not seeing the evidence of it either, so it's like, oh, the media is shit. Oh, they are creating scenarios. Oh, MK Ultra, because these freaking nut jobs that are the bosses now were the freaking weird, awkward kids that nobody played with when they were little kids, so they imagined if they ran the world what they would do, and now they're just doing it. And I'm the one, right? So, anyway. I'm going to look through some words, because you know what? There's no setting on here, but I never get to see the chat. Well, it says chat disabled in the replay, and I'm like, I never said that. Oh, RW, I got this for Robin Williams from Popeye. It's like one of the first movies. I was 2-3 years old. The real Popeye, the non-animated one. Yeah, it's pretty dark. See, I'm Scorpio Moon in Western and Vedic, so I'm full spectrum. It all intrigues me. I just want to know why people do it the way they do. People do weird, gross, fucking perverted shit, and I ain't never understood that, because it always happened to me, and I could never understood why people just would make people dance. Yes, they're all Beagle Basset Hound mixes. They're all from the Basset Beagle Rescue. They're all from 4 different states. Luna came from across the United States in the opposite way, hitting past the totality, and then we moved here in 2016. A year ago, 4 years ago yesterday, and Luna Moon, and then after we moved here, the solar eclipse thing happened. So she came backwards. She knew. She's a soulful dog, that is, and she was about 40 minutes from being put down. Yeah. So I'm like, see, the thing is I got 2 of them. I adopted 2 intentionally, and then 2 I foster failed. So I got 4 heartbreaks waiting to happen. But they're all healthy and great today, but that's all any connection with another human being is at some point it's gonna break in the way that it always has been. But since we're all connected to source, if somebody is in your same frequency tribe, then you're gonna find them in the cosmos, in the solar system. You're always gonna go back in the same constellations and hang out until you guys until you vibe. Because that's where ideas come from. Light, pulse. What do you want to do? The light bulb over the head. Let's go make an Earth better than it was. That's all I'm trying to do here. Are those beagles? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. See, heartbreak's waiting to happen. In boxers, I remember the first time I acknowledged or I recognized that because they actually box. They're all good. I love it. There are dogs that I don't like because of the people. They vibe the same as the people that I don't like. Dogs, the yippy ones are... it's just a... And I think that any animal can... I don't know. That's another conversation. Hi, Kimberly. I'll try not to cuss. I know I get fired up. I mean, people have, I cuss when I get fired up. So welcome to my tube. See, that's what I want. Just people hanging out, and then come in and visit me in Mount Shasta and hang out, and I'll cook for you, and we can go walk the trails on Mount Shasta, and I'll take pictures. We can have photo sessions. I'll take pictures. Teach you what I know. Teach you what I know. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't. Yeah, I'm not good about talking back. Because, well, there's such a delay, too. So it's hard. So I did talk back ultimately. I do like to acknowledge and give credit when credit's due. Sometimes I don't always get to Bird verifies. Thank you, Crow. So, anyway, I appreciate folks for hanging out and spending time with me today. All in all, it's a good day, and here in a little bit, I'm going to get the DOG some... It's weird. If I feed them at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 in the morning, and if I feed them at 4:30 in the afternoon, they'll wake up early. They'll like want to eat earlier. But if I break up their second meal and just like give them like a little snack around this time, and then in a couple hours give them the rest of their meal portion from the snack measurement, then they sleep a lot more sound. So they get 3 meals a day. I got nothing better to do anyway. But one day, hopefully, I'll be at least busy enough. I want to make like automated dog feeders and invent things like that, like Rue Goldberg machines and stuff to feed the dogs. I mean, I'm impressionable. One of the first movies I ever saw was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, so it's in there. It's in there. We all got everything we ever saw. And we pick up, us sensitives pick up on shit just from people that we get in the same room. You know, yeah. Mostly it's That's why I spend a lot of time trying not to freaking pick up on people's energy, because quite frankly, I just don't freaking want to know. Because mostly I know what people really are, and I don't really care for the verification. I've seen plenty. Thanks a lot. Hope you have a nice day. Hope you have ratty and peace.